Good afternoon, you beautiful people. Today, what I want to do is quickly peruse through my altcoin list. Is it altcoin season yet? Definitely not. But as we're in the habit of doing, in my group at least, is looking for those opportunities to trade for profit. And so that is what we're looking at today. We're going to look at some good setups here in my list, and I'll just do this live. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to present this video, but let's just jump in here straight away to the total 2 chart, which is all the altcoins, of course excluding Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not an altcoin. What you see immediately here is a big old head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders I should say, clarify, which is hugely bullish for the altcoin space. Now this right shoulder has taken us some time, and I actually drew this inverse head and shoulder pattern quite some time ago. I think it drew it almost a year ago, to be honest, and thinking that it may play out as a head and shoulders pattern. Sure enough, it did. I don't know if you can see here. I'm going to get out my arrow, but I have a blue line right there. All right, that is our neckline. And from that point, once this neckline is broken, our target is almost double from where we break out. And I believe we could double. In fact, I think this target is an underestimate. Anyways, if I zoom in here, we are right up against the 100-day moving average. That is providing a little bit of resistance. Do I think we'll get through that? Yes, but it may take a week or so. Anyways, this is what we're looking at from a longer term run. And my charts, the patterns I'm seeing on each individual chart, as we'll see in just a bit, seems to correlate and confirm this data. Okay, so we'll start with the largest of them all, Ethereum. And of course, we just got some news today regarding Grayscale and their spot ETF. Okay, apparently Grayscale has requested that the SEC change their trust to spot ETF, and this follows the SEC's green light on Ether futures. And so Ethereum is not a target, surprisingly, of the SEC, even though it is not proof of work, it is proof of stake. That has just not been mentioned thus far. All right, so on to the technicals here. Let's look at the RSI first, and you'll notice this red line. I'm going to start all the way over on the left hand side of the chart on the RSI, and you can see each time our RSI trend line touched this red ascending trend line, it was pretty much guaranteed. We had a solid price boost from there. All right, more recently, we broke below that trend line and stayed below that for some time. This was the case on all alts and even Bitcoin, in fact, and that was definitely unexpected. But you can only repeat an event so often, and then you catch everybody off by surprise and cause maximum pain in the market. That's what the market manipulators love to do, and that is what they are successful at, and certainly we're successful. Anyways, we conquered this red ascending trend line once again, and back in action. All right, now I want you to move your eyes up to the price chart. See the black arrow up there? This is a red ascending trend line that has been in existence since June of 2021. All right, so long time now, over 2 years, we have stayed above this ascending red trend line. Is that right? June of 22. Sorry guys, I had my dates wrong, but it has been a year and some months now that we have been above this trend line, still have not broken this and confirmed it. I'm going to zoom in now and you will see we touched it a couple of times just recently. All right, and now we have pumped back up above. That has given us enough of a boost to get us above the 50-day average. Currently, we just ran into this 50-day, this 100-day moving average here, denoted in black, and that has provided enough resistance to give us a little bit of pullback. But we have a good level of support here at 1650-ish, and this ascending red trend line, of course, keeps ascending. So it will give us more support in the future, along with 1650 price level and our 50-day moving average. Okay, so I do want us to keep the largest of all altcoins in the back of our minds, along with this total 2 chart. We're seeing very bullish patterns in the longer term on both of these, and those patterns have not been invalidated. This trend line has not been invalidated, and the longer term inverse head and shoulders pattern on this total 2 chart has not been invalidated yet. So that means the probability is up in the altcoin space. Okay, so let's just talk first quickly about a trade I just entered, and this is on Litecoin. So you see an inverse head and shoulders pattern, the neckline of which has just been recently broken. All right, so we are on our way up, and in fact we have already come back to retest that neckline. That is a very good sign. Get that retest out of the way, and it's onward and upward to our target of $78 to $80. I think this is a very high probable trade, and so I'm very positive about this entry here. Next one I'm in is Matic, and you can see here, first of all, I'm zooming out to a longer term a triangle, which we've broken to the top side of. All right, so that's a very good sign. And that's about where I made my entry. I think we were still in this triangle, and I just anticipated would break to the upside. We did break to the upside, and immediately, guys, we came back and already have retested the top of this triangle. So that's a very good sign. All right, so I'm still in this trade, and here's my entry level. The only issue I see with this trade right now is resistance overhead. This orange trend line is definitely providing us some resistance. However, this looks like a bull flag starting to form here, and we're using this 50-day moving average as support. So I anticipate that we will gain enough momentum, enough accumulation here to break to the upside of this orange trend line, and then we are on our way with this trade. I'm definitely in the profit here, and I have, as I've already indicated, trailed all my stops so that at least capture half of my profit. And Matic is not excluded here. And one more thing, guys, you'll notice here on the RSI portion of the chart, I have hidden bullish divergence denoted. You'll notice a repeating pattern as I peruse through these altcoins. So the next one here is SAN, and you can see same thing. Big, long, old green triangle broke to the top side. We already got our retest in here. All right, so we're good to go. I'm not saying we won't come back down and test that more. Notice the hidden bullish divergence on the RSI chart. Well on our way. And once again, we are using this 50-day moving average as support to build support here. Hopefully get a little accumulation, form what looks to be sort of a bull flag, and then we'll head up to our next level of resistance here at 35 cents. Next one I'm in is AVAX. Once again, a triangle, pop to the top side. We have not gotten the classic retest on this one yet, so that one could come back down to my entry price. I think AVAX is one. Yes, I did. No, I did not move my stop up on this one because we did not retest this. Once again, notice the hidden bullish divergence on the RSI chart. So again, this one, if you're looking to enter into AVAX, we've got a lot of profit to capture here. Could come back down and retest the top side of that triangle. That's where I'd re-enter on this trade, or enter on this trade if I was somebody else, not me. I'm not making trading recommendations. I'm just saying if I was somebody else looking to enter or follow this trade, that's where I would enter. Approximately $9.11, 9 cents, something like that. And comp is one of my favorite. I got lucky on this one. I was sitting at the computer when we happened to have that last crash, and I put in my buy order right at this level of support, 35.55. Take that exactly. And so far, I have remained in the profit. I mean, we did come back down and touch that level one more time, but of course, my stop is down here, and I have now moved my stop up to capture at least half the profit. I've got actually my stop just under this 200-day moving average here. That is denoted in red. Let me get out my arrow. So I've got my stop just under this right now, but I'm not really worried about it. I've got lots of profit on this, and look at this, guys. This looks like a classic bull flag, so I'm very excited about the comp trade. I think it is a great entry. Even here, you can capture some profits. Okay, ape is fun to trade because of its volatility. However, it should just exit a longer term triangle. Be very careful here though, because we have not come back down to do the retest of the top of this triangle. So this is not a place I would necessarily enter. It looks like it is going to come back down and tag the top side. Good entry on this one might be around $1.06, $1.05, somewhere in there. You can see here too on the RSI. Coming back down. All right, looks like it's going to tag that line of support in correlation with the retest of the top of this triangle. XRP is next. And what is XRP doing? Looks like it's fighting with the 200-day moving average right now, along with the level of resistance. If we can conquer that today and build a good base of support right around where it's at today, around 52 cents, I think will be good. I'm spotting something else here just now as I'm doing this on the fly. It looks like there's some sort of a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders pattern. We have broken that neckline. So we're on our way to our target, which appears to be around 58 cents on this one. Optimism has just broken to the top side of a triangle here, has beaten the 50-day, ran right into the 100-day moving average, and be careful here. Looks like we're going to come back down and retest the top side of this triangle as well. Next one is Joe. This is a DeFi coin. Nothing really looks interesting to me here. We did break to the top side of this triangle, hit our target, and now we've got some resistance ahead of us. I don't know. I'm not excited about this one. I'm going to remove it from my list right now. All right. So then the next one is Algo. Algo could really be a long-term or a short-term trade. If I was setting my short-term target, it'd be probably like around that 200-day moving average. Longer term though, look at this, guys. This March 12th, 2020 trend line, this trend line right here, I'm going to thicken it up so you all can see it. That is very important. We did not break below. We broke below it, but on the weekly, we did not confirm any break below. So that it looks like, and look at all this accumulation here. This is incredible. This is telling us that we have now established that 9.19 cent mark as good, solid support. A lot of accumulation was done in that area. So if you're looking for a good longer term trade, I would say Algo would be it. Atom is next on the list here. All right, Atom is interesting because we broke to the top side of this longer trending triangle. However, we're running into some major resistance here. I'm not sure where this comes from. It looks like years back. Yeah. I started this way back here in December of 2020. All right, so just after the COVID crash, and it is definitely going to provide some resistance here. We did do the classic retest, top of this triangle, so that's good. You can, I mean, you'd be safe to enter here. RSI is a little bit hot for me with that resistance overhead. So we might do slide down this triangle a little bit and then hit this support level at 6.7-ish cents before we take off. and that would coincide with the RSI cooling down, coming back down to support as well. So I don't know. That's not really enticing entry area because of that resistance overhead. BCH is the next one on our list, and everybody has appreciated this coin with the attack on altcoins, especially those proof of stake altcoins that SEC is going after. But I don't know. Right now, I'm not feeling it on this one. You can see the RSI is overbought, and to me, it looks like BCH is going to do a double top. It may end up hitting this resistance here and coming back down. It may pop above that and just meet the highs of the last time before it comes back down. But it does look to me like it is starting to do a double top. I mean, you could hit this one up for a little bit of profit if you're so inclined, but there are better opportunities out there, at least right now, in my opinion. Doggy coin, triangles, triangles, triangles. Look at this big old triangle we exited from, and there's another triangle within that, and then I formed another triangle here. But we have some solid support right at this level here. Let me see if I can draw that out. Alt H. Didn't do it for me. Okay. Alright, sometimes my hotkeys don't like to work. Anyways, we've got support here at around 6 cents, and looks like we've formed weeks and weeks and months worth of support there. And we're inside of a bullish triangle. Just beat the 50-day moving average, or actually, let me zoom in here, are fighting with it. RSI is right midway, so you may want to watch us maybe come back down to this level of support at 6 cents again before entering. But that's up to you. I would either enter there at the 6 cents level or a break above the top side of this triangle. Arbitrum is fighting with the top side of this triangle. Don't know that it's going to break just yet, and I would wait for confirmation before entry here because it looks like we could come back down and test the bottom side. Notice the RSI a little bit warm for me for entry here. Audio broke a longer term triangle, fought with the 50-day, is coming back down, is going to do the classic retest. I'd look for entry down here if I was to enter this position. And that is at or around 14 cents. 14.3 to be exact. See the level I just drew there? Cardano is fighting with the top side of a triangle. It's beat the 50-day, but has not beat the top side of that triangle. So be cautious on any entry here. Additionally, look at the RSI. It is overheated a little bit. Polkadot still inside of a larger triangle, and you can see the 50-day moving average came down, knocked it down a bit, along with a level of resistance I have drawn there at 4.27 cents. So definitely not a good area to enter. We may establish some support down here around $3.98, somewhere in there might be a good level to look for an entry. Binance just exited a steeply declining, descending triangle. However, it has not come back down to retest the top side of this, and this thing is declining so fast it may break down even lower than the pivot low that was set just recently in September, and then one in August as well. So I'm not sure that's a place that I would enter on that one either. Gods has an inverse head and shoulder pattern going on there, and that neckline has not been broken to the upside yet. However, caution, 50-day moving average, neckline, and 200-day moving average is all overhead. So once that breaks, it'll go for a ride, but you got to watch all of that. Personally, I'm not going to be interested in this unless and until it looks like it is going to break that or does break that and confirm. And that neckline right now sits about 17.4 cents and descending. All right, guys, so that's it. That's all the time I got. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace until the next time.